Hello everyone, join me now for my shoulder rehab, and well, it's not just rehab, we're going to do a little bit of mobility and we're going to do some strength together. So let's play around with what the shoulder is. It's going to make it really simple. Shoulders should be able to move, mobility, but they should also be stable. That's our stability. And so you can't have stability without strength, you can't have mobility without range of motion. So you include one in the beginning and then you add the second after. So of course, not everyone programs the same and it's difficult. I tailor programs, so if you were looking for an online coach or someone who can help you with rehab at home, feel free to reach out. I offer that service to everyone. And so here's a simple routine that you can do, and I hope that it can be modified to all skill levels. And we'll play around in the beginning. Follow along, put your phone somewhere, and join me. So to begin with, we demonstrate that the shoulder should be able to reach forward, and it should be able to retract back or reach backwards. It seems simple, but without moving the spine, so unless I'm rounding, it's not that easy to do. So if I want to keep my core tight, just try this at home. Try to reach forward, try to reach back. With the hands, it might seem like, okay, this just seems silly. Keep your hands down by your side, round your shoulders forward, round your shoulders back. Again, without trying to playing with your spine, as we say, manipulating the spine. You can also try this on in a quadruped position, so hands and knees pushing away from the earth and then letting the shoulders just relax. And what's happening is my scapula is coming together, my spine's still straight, my core is braced, but notice how much it drops. It's also imperative to keep your chin tucked for this, okay? I mean, over time we'll be able to play around, but for now, just play around and see if this is something that you can do. And if that's something that you can't do, then that's something that should be of concern, because if you're locked up, that's probably why you got all this neck pain. But nonetheless, let's begin. Let's start with the warm-up. We're just going to push into the ground and relax. So let's get 10 reps of this. See how far you can go down and see how high you can go up. So I'm going to go for a rep of 10. You just keep going and listen along. What we want to focus on is keeping the core tight. We don't want to round our spine. It's not a cat's cow. We're literally just playing with the shoulders. And what I'm thinking of is I'm pushing as much away from the ground as I can, almost as if all my weight relies on my hands. I can let go of my knees, I can let go of my toes. I got myself structured and pushing. You're going to start maybe noticing some strengthening happening in the rib cage. So we're doing mobility and a little bit of strengthening at the same time. Okay, now let's play around with it. I'm sure you've done more than 10 reps now. What we can do now is a little bit of circles, okay? So this is a little tough. If you're having troubles with the circles, keep going. But if you're having troubles, just imagine that you're doing circular struts just like that, right? So, very simple. You're going to notice that the hands don't really move, but the body is moving. If this is tough, just stick to the one that I demonstrated while up on my knees. So let's go the other way. Awesome. Okay, so we're doing those ones. That was fun. Now, let's just play around with a couple of things here. Sideways. What I want you to try doing now is I want you to try to go both ways with both arms, right? So we were just doing this in our quadruped position, but now I want you to change the direction of movement. Okay, so one's going this way and one's going forward. It's a bit of a brain teaser. So if you think about it, it's like tap your head and it's hard to do both right now, and circle your belly. I need to add a lot of that more into your program, because if you don't create, so keep going, hope you guys are still going. If you don't create a strong connection to what you're doing, you're not going to have great neuromuscular drive with your muscles, right? So it's very simple. One's going to go one way, just like that, and the other one's going to go the opposite way. So here I'm going counterclockwise, and the other one I'm going clockwise, right? Very tough to do. It's something to definitely practice. If you want to take it a step lower, it's kind of like doing elevation depression. We're just going opposite directions, traction, protraction. It's always ideal to break up movements into something that maybe is difficult to think about, so that you're connecting to that area of the muscle better. If we're just doing the same movement with both hands, we turn off the connection and we just do the movement, that neural signal becomes weaker. So playing around with these things is fantastic. You pause the video and go through those once more. They're really good to focus on. All right, so we're pretty much done there. Now let's just do a little bit of floor play work. This next one that we're gonna do is just lifting and rotation. Now we're starting to get into a little more the strengthening aspect of things. This one's gonna be done on our stomachs, all right? So all we're gonna do is lay on our stomachs. We're gonna be in a cactus position. And the only thing I wanna lift is my elbow, my wrist. Okay, so I'm down here. This works really well if we just focus on one side. So I'm just gonna sit up and you can pay attention. As I'm in this position, I'm just lifting until I feel a lot of pressure back in my scapula, and I hold for about 3 seconds and then I slowly drop. What we don't want to do is we don't want to start pushing the elbow into the ground, because then we're activating lats and other aspects of muscles that we don't need. We just want to work on lifting the wrist up. Our elbow is resting. A good way to do this without cheating yourself, put an egg underneath your elbow or something very soft to know that you're doing it correctly, right? So just rest and let's do 3 seconds, 2, 1, and then slowly relax. Bring it up, wrist straight, 2, 1, and relax. So if you feel like this is not too much of a challenge, you can hold on to weight. And if you're holding on to weight, the only issue becomes we're crushing that egg. Good. I'm gonna do 10 on these ones. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'm actually going to do the other side too, so I'm going to join along with you. Nice. And 10. So it's good. So no, you don't have to flip over, but I do, so I got to see I'm doing it the right way, and you can get good visuals. So I'm noticing my left side's a lot tighter than my right. So I'm starting to get a little bit of twang in my shoulders. If you feel at all that you're getting a little bit of a cramp, maybe just go nice and gentle, don't go as high. All we're trying to do really is connect with where I'm activating. 5, it's really starting to flare up now. Woo! 6, 7, that's tough. 8, 9, and 10. Oh, that was good. Okay, so now my shoulders are really feeling it. For this next routine, it would be good if you had a yoga block. If you don't, that's fine. Grab a book. If you don't have a book, get a library card. Okay, no different from what we just performed prior to this. However, now we're not moving and we're able to concentrate on activating the muscle and a little bit more tension. We got a yoga block, and why we got that yoga block is it's gonna act as a force of stop. So I'm gonna lay on my back, primarily the same thing as we were just doing, but now I'm laying on my back. Place my elbow, I place my wrist on top of the yoga block. If this is tough due to your restricted range of motion, you can change the height of the yoga block. Or if this is really tough, you get up against the wall and you push up against the wall to begin with, okay? But I think some lift and a height's good, because then if it's too flat, you're gonna start arching your back, activating lats. So what we're gonna do, keep that wrist straight. We're not lifting the elbow, we're just pushing into the yoga block with my wrist. Core is activated, I'm not arching, I'm gonna push for 3, 2, 1, and relax. Nice. So I'm gonna do my 10 reps. At any time in this video you feel like, oh, I'm done, or I feel like you're going too fast, just pause the video or continue along with me. I'm at 4 now. But at this point too, if you're just doing rehab and you're just kind of getting right back into the thick of things and it's been a while, don't count, just continue, keep going. Even if you get a solid 3 reps of connection, that's a lot better than you doing 20 reps of bogusness. You're gonna have to look up that word bogusness, and I think it exists. Awesome, I got 10 on that side, let's go flip it over and do 10 on the other side. So this one I got some issues with, I gotta concentrate here. Mind you, I am training for my muscle ups, so I'm not surprised that things are looking up. I'm starting to get a lot of rotation on this side. I'm at 4, holding for 3 seconds. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, we're almost done. Last one, serratus anterior. Wouldn't be finished if we hadn't done a little bit in the front side, and this brings us right back into our beginning, which is our mobility. You can do these on your knees, on your toes. If this is difficult, you can get yourself onto a higher surface. Like I can put my hands on the ledge there while standing so I can control the amount of gravity and resistance being placed on me. For me, I'm good. I'm just gonna go for knees for now, just to demonstrate. We're activating the serratus anterior, not at the drop, but at the press. So again, when we had our knees forward, very simple to do because there's no gravity placed on it, but I kid you not, once you put a little bit of difficulty by adding some gravity, this becomes very difficult. And the problem is we compromise. So let's say I'm on my toes, I can't push as hard as if I'm on my knees, because now, whether you're having weakness or you're having some issues, don't focus on what's tougher, focus on what lets you go up higher while feeling that resistance. So if I'm having a bad day and my shoulders are out of whack, I'm going to concentrate on my knees. Yeah, see, I'm getting a lot higher, and I'm able to pinch it for a good 3 seconds. This is the beauty about doing a proper program, is that you can get your yoga, stretching, and exercise all in one. So as you see here, my strengthening, activating the muscle. And here's my yoga, where I'm stretching in the opposite. So I'm at roughly 6 here, but if you are still going, keep going, don't stop. So good 8. 9. And 10. And then just to finish this off, real simple, give yourself a good side plank. Multiple ways of attempting this. We can go on our knees. This feels strange. I have double support, foot and knee, right? So this is where we can begin. The trick isn't like, oh, this is easy. It's not in the core, it's also in the shoulder. So don't just let that muscle relax. We have to make sure that we're pushing away from the ground. So if I'm here, let's say my hips are touching the ground, and I can't hold this up, start from here. That's totally fine. Brace your core, imagine that you're getting punched, and work on being able to breathe while holding this position for 30 seconds. You're like, okay, that's not too bad, let's challenge ourselves. Hold here. And if you want to progress sometimes, what we can do is a modified dip, relax the shoulder, and then get right back into it, hold it, 3, 2, 1, drop, relax that shoulder if need be, but progress your way up. So for me, I'm just gonna hold it right here, pinching. I'm feeling pretty strong today, feeling like I can push away. Do your 30 seconds, put your timer on, just poke myself in the eye, because I'm eye watching you. Nothing there. Do 30 seconds on one side, do 30 seconds on the other side, and that's about it. Repeats, right? Rinse and repeat, very straightforward. That's all, you got these 4 exercises. You did mobility at first, then you added your external rotations, now horizontal plane. Then we modified by being in a supinated position. So we were laying supine, same concept. Then we added a little bit of serratus anterior, so that's the front shoulder. Now we're getting the side shoulder. I mean, that's it. Pretty basic, simple program. You do that every single day, 5 weeks, a month, you're gonna notice a difference. And I kid you not, how I've been noticing lately with my rehab, each morning I wake up, and if I don't do my rehab specifically for me, which is my neck and my shoulders and my hips, I feel terrible, and it's noticeable. But it's amazing how much you feel better just by doing your rehab program. 10 minutes, that's it, that's all it takes. And again, if you're looking for a little one-on-one, or if you're looking for just modifications, that's what I'm here for. My goal as a, I don't want to say a rehabilitative kinesiologist or anything in the sense of like specifics, but what I'm attaining to achieve in my life and my career is not to be with you forever in a sense that I'm holding your hand, I want to teach you. I want you to take the knowledge and take all the tools that I provide you with in a program that I prepare, and you do it on your own, and you hold yourself accountable. I check in on you once in a while, but I want you to learn how to do this so that in the future, if let's say we all fall out of a bender, right? Like there's some times that we're doing so well, but then life happens and we forget, we don't have a trainer anymore, we hit the slopes, that just happens. It's life. But then what will happen to you with me, if you're happening to train with me, is hopefully that you will still retain some of that knowledge and information I taught you, and you can get back on your own feet. You go, oh, where's that program that he sent me? Oh, sweet, open it up. All right, I remember this. Yeah, here are the notes. I took all this down. I think that instead of having someone just watch you and count reps and fall asleep, unfortunately, that's just the way it is. You need to learn how to do it. And if that's what you need, an accountable person, then okay, no problem. I can watch you do your reps. Wouldn't it feel so much better if you understood what you're doing and why you're doing it? That's all I'm saying, right? So enjoy that. Hope you got a good workout out of it. Pause the video, start again. And this is a fantastic shoulder routine. I got a lot more to throw in, so this is just one of those, all right? So have a lovely day, and thank you so much for tuning in.